Good morning, lovelies. Okay, so today I'm trying to minimize this. Why am I so? There we go. Today we're gonna be focused on five different lessons, or four to five different little mini lessons. So, one of those mini lessons, first of all, is going to be about your introduction. So that's what today's is about. And notice that I started drafting my story, my narrative, at the bottom of my graphic organizer. Okay, just like you should. The title for right now can come later. But because I am almost finished with mine, I'm going to go ahead and figure out a title. So, to create a good title that grabs our attention, obviously, right now, it's just my event, Visit with Grandma Julie. That's boring. So, you want to make your title something that will grab the reader's attention, something that is going to maybe it has something to do with the part of your story that's least expected, such as in Grounded. The title is just called Grounded, one word, but it doesn't focus at all about why she's grounded or the details of our narrator being grounded in that story, because we kind of wonder, what does that mean, grounded? Or like, what did someone get grounded for? Kind of leaves us confused until we read the whole story. So I'm thinking about, okay, what's in my story that could be least expected? It has fish fillets in it. It has McDonald's in it. It has me sitting at a kitchen table with grandma, me talking about maybe not wanting to teach. So I'm just going to brainstorm right now. Um, Leaving teaching was part of my story. McDonald's is in my story. My grandma's stroke is mentioned in my story. So, what I would do is when you're thinking of a title, brainstorm the words or items that are in your story to help you out with this. What else is in my story? Let me look. Her stubbornness, who she was before her stroke, me crying because I had a rough day, Sundays from McDonald's, fish fillets, rough days. And I would say, along with leaving teaching, it was kind of like my anxiety and stress. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of put these together or eliminate some of these options, because honestly, I haven't thought of a title until right now. Like, I'm doing this live and in person right now. Titles are always the hardest. I don't think I want to make my title one word. I'm not usually the type to do that. I don't think stroke would be a good title. Maybe McDonald's. This sounds kind of sad, though, if I were to say like the last fish fillet with grandma or the last, that kind of sounds depressing. So I don't want to do that. Maybe it's because I wanted to leave teaching that day 5 years ago. Maybe I just call this Why I Keep Teaching. Grandma's advice with McDonald's. That seems too long. Okay, but notice how I'm like brainstorming this out loud. You don't have to sit there and talk to yourself today in class, but at least, list some bulleted things that are in your story that might pop up as a good title for you. Sometimes this is how I usually do titles as a creative writer. I do something like leaving teaching with a colon. So it's like, here's the big topic is leaving teaching. The colon then shows us that like that's the big topic, but then the second line is going to go into detail. Leaving teaching, the McDonald's meal that changed my mind. I like that. I mean, grandma's not mentioned in here, but she's the one that changed my mind. I like that for right now. I might change it later, who knows. But this is typically Mrs. Benitez's style of doing titles, and it's a style that you can copy. So it's putting like one or two key words here, which is like the big umbrella topic. It could be the person that you're talking about, Uncle Jim, colon, a fishing trip to remember, right? Or it could be, I could have put like my big this is my conflict. So maybe you put your conflict here. Like, if your conflict is, sorry, I got the sniffles. If your conflict is not knowing how to shoot the rifle, right? Like we talked about that example from Cooper's example. So it could be my first shot, learning responsibility through a rifle, right? So you could technically put, like this could be, if I make a comment here, just so you're aware, when you make a title, where'd the comment box go? Oh, it's way over there. You guys can't see it. When I make a title, technically, I'll just do it here so you guys can see. This is not working for me today. Technically, this can be your conflict. And then after the bullet point or after the colon could be like your life lesson or something unexpected that happened. That's kind of how I structured mine now that I look at it. So like leaving teaching, almost wanting to leave was my conflict. But then after I visited grandma and had McDonald's, I changed my mind and realized, hey, I'm okay. So I hope that helps you guys as a strategy to come up with a title today. That's a good one. You could either do one word like they did with grounded. You could do, maybe if you want to do a word of wisdom, that could be your whole title. I went like this because that's quotations. Okay. Or maybe you try my style where you put 2 keywords here, like your conflict, your main idea, and then you put a colon, and then more detail about that umbrella, about leaving teaching or whatever your conflict is here. But I like that I don't even mention grandma in mine because you're going to read about her in the story. But it's the meal that I had with her that changed my mind. So again, hope that helped with strategies for coming up with a title today.